Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And be sure and click on this little bell icon. Well, you see it down below, but this is what it looks like. And it will notify you every time I upload a new movie review. And also be sure and check out our Movie Review Mom Facebook group where I post lots of fun things about all kinds of movies. And we have a really fun group there. I love it when you comment on my movie reviews below or on Facebook, on the Facebook group. I just love having conversations with you because I love movies. I love talking about them. Anyway, so today, the movie that I'm reviewing is called Finding Santa, A Christmas Adventure. This movie is rated G. It's 1 hour and 20 minutes. And the movie review mom grade that I'm giving it is a B. And I'll tell you why. But first, I'm going to give you a quick nutshell. I'll give you some tips for parents, some themes that you can talk about with your kids, and then address some things I liked and didn't like as fast as I can, because I know you're busy, especially if you're a parent. So in a quick nutshell, this is a very sweet Danish film by Tri-Coast Entertainment, and it begins with magical music that will put you in a holiday mood. The animation is very simple and very stylized, providing you with a feeling that you're actually in Denmark long ago. In other words, it does not look like modern animation that's very detailed and pops. This animation looks like old Danish Christmas ornaments. I mean, really, it's kind of cool how it does that. Kids might dismiss this as being old-fashioned, or they might even think it's a really old video and that's not to their taste. So point out that that's the feeling that the movie tries to evoke, and teach them a little bit about how to not review films, but how to critique films and the quality and the artistry that's involved. Because again, they're going to look at it and go, oh, that looks old and silly. So point out the things that you think are worth mentioning artistically, and that's definitely one of them. Now, several years ago, I actually got to visit Denmark for the very first time and immediately fell in love with the country. So I was thrilled to discover that I actually have Danish ancestors. So if you have Danish ancestry, then talk to your kids about that and talk about how cool is it to kind of get that look and feel in this movie, and point out some of the traditions and the elements that are very, very Danish in this movie. And of course, there are more, but this is kind of a nice introduction if they don't know anything about Denmark. I love Denmark, seriously. Now, this movie is not currently in theaters, but it is just now currently available on streaming digital platforms like Amazon Prime, iTunes, In Demand, DirecTV, Vudu, Vimeo On Demand, FlixFling, AT&T, Hoopla, Google Play, Fandango, and Sling/Dish. So Tri-Coast Entertainment gave me a complimentary press pass so that I could review it for you. So that's the way that you can watch it, is online and streaming, which is kind of nice. And you can buy the DVDs as well. All right, so some quick tips for parents is the movie takes place at an orphanage. It goes off into another land, but it starts off with an orphanage. So your children may or may not be familiar with what an orphanage is, so you can kind of explain that to them. And then take that opportunity to let them know how much you love being their parent and how you consider it a real blessing in your life, and how great it is to be part of a family. And in orphanages, those children don't have parents. And so anyway, that's a great topic for a theme. And then to stretch that even further, talk about what maybe you and your kids could do this Christmas season to help out orphans so that they feel loved. Wouldn't that be cool? All right, some other tips for parents are that kids will actually learn about the Danish story of Krampus, who's a terrifying villain who destroys Christmas. There was actually an adult movie about Krampus, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and it was very, very scary and not one that you want your kids to watch. So this is an animated, it's not the story of Krampus, but he's just in it. And he has horns and he's just really mean. He's not, terrifying. He's just really, really mean. A character sticks his tongue out when he doesn't like something several times. The word poompadoo is used 3 times, sometimes lovingly and sometimes as name calling. And I've never heard that expression before. I actually thought it was kind of cute, but your child might start repeating that. So there's a heads up for you there. At least there's no profanity or anything else like that. So that's good. There's an explanation that you might find helpful for your kids as to how presents can often be found in hiding places in and around your house before Christmas Eve. Just saying. Now, some positive themes that would be great for you to talk to your kids about after you watch this movie together are bullying and teasing and how mean that is, and why you think people might bully when, well, you can see the story and you can kind of tell why some of these people bully. But anyway, that's worth a conversation for sure. Courage, believing in Santa and Christmas, imagination, and kindness. And did I say, well, courage, persistence. We'll say that, and tenacity. Now, some things that I really liked about it is it does a really good job, as I mentioned, introducing Danish Christmas traditions to children. It has some really cute visual humor that adults will get a kick out of, and it's very clean and family friendly. Some things I didn't like are that some of the dialogue is very forced and cheesy, and some of oftentimes delivered very robotically. And I hate to say that, but it's the movie's being translated in lots of different languages. So some of the voice acting is just really bad. Next time, call me. I'll do the voice acting for you. It should feel more natural, and it's just pretty stiff. There are some moments that it flows much, much better. Unfortunately, considering the movie's about Christmas, there's absolutely no mention of the birth of Jesus Christ as the reason for the season. It's all very much about Santa Claus and Krampus. So there's no religion mentioned at all, and no images really that I can think of that really reflect on the religious aspect of Christmas. Now, that might be a selling point for you if you want to just enjoy the festivities of the holiday rather than getting into doctrine or a particular religious dogma. The music is very sweet as well. There's some funny lines that parents will get a kick out of, and as well as some silly lines as well. But I think that your kids will buy into it if they're very young, and if you've properly introduced how cool it is to have a movie that actually looks Danish. And I love the actual house. The orphanage itself has some painting around doors and windows that's very traditional, old-fashioned Denmark, which I really liked. Anyway, that's my review for now. Just a reminder, if you haven't subscribed, to go ahead and do that. And also visit my website, which is moviereviewmom.com. And on my website, I always list funny lines, interesting lines, insightful lines, and things that are memorable and, again, worth talking about with your kids. I also always mention movies that I think your kids will like if they enjoy this one. And although the film is different because it's live action as opposed to animation, I think your kids would really enjoy the movie The Santa Claus. And actually, they've done 2, I think just 2, maybe 3. Anyway, if they, are asking a lot of questions about Santa Claus, they might get a kick out of that one as well. All right, thank you so much, and I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye for now.